Welcome to another edition of Scan's Career Corner. Today we're going to hear about a profession in the insurance industry, and we have a fine guest by the name of Aaron Levine, who has his business on
Brighton Avenue.
Brighton Avenue in the great city of
Long Branch.
Very good. I just tested you, Aaron, just to make sure you know where you are.
Thanks, Len.
How did you get into the insurance business?
Well, I do know how to get to work every day. Somehow I make it to Long Branch. I know exactly where I'm going. I love working in the city of Long Branch, but I started my business in 2008.
In Long Branch?
In Long Branch. I decided to open an office in Long Branch, and I decided to go all in opening up an insurance agency.
How did you get that far? How did you know where to get there? What did you know about insurance to decide I'm going to do this?
Absolutely nothing. I
Okay.
have no clue what I knew going into it, but at that time in 2008, I was getting out of graduate school, and I was getting out of real estate because my career in real estate wasn't going so well.
Well, it was a good year, 2008, just when everything was tanking,
when
right?
everything was at the bottom is when I really got going, and I decided I needed to do one of two things: go into a recession-proof business, and the two available to me were buy a liquor store or go into insurance. I chose the latter. I decided to go into insurance.
There would have been
instead of
competition
going
across the
into-
street, so,
into
yeah.
liquor. Liquor stores will always be there. Maybe someday I'll decide to go into retail, but not right now.
Okay. So what caused you to say insurance? I mean,
So because of the recession, I decided to go into the insurance business. I was working part-time. I had my insurance licenses, and I decided that as an entrepreneur, I wanted to go into business for myself, earn a little bit more money than working for somebody else, and take a higher risk by opening up my own agency.
isn't that what insurance is all about? Risk or no risk or
it's
some risk?
all
or,
about-
and commissions.
All about risk, and yes, we make commissions at the end of the day. For my business, what I do in the agency side, everything is commission-based. My staff is paid on salary, but they're also paid a commission with respect to the volume of business that we do on a monthly, daily, weekly, annual basis. There are opportunities in insurance that are not necessarily commission-based because there's marketing opportunities, clerical, customer service opportunities. There's so many different opportunities in the business of insurance that it doesn't have to be just a commission-based.
In my many years in my own practice, I deal with many different kinds of insurance. You know, with the estates, I do bonds, fiduciary bonds. But how many times doing a lease for somebody, first thing the landlord wants, show me your insurance, because something you screw up, I don't want my building to go down.
Right.
And so they would go to somebody like you and say, Aaron, how can you help me? I want to start this and do that. So could you walk me through certain scenarios like that?
That's a great scenario. We get people that come into our office or call us on the phone or email us. With technology today, we're very big on keeping up to date and keeping ahead of the curve with respect to technology. But we get the question, my landlord is requiring this insurance, help. And that's what I love. I love when people ask me to help them, because I want to be able to help them, provide them what they need, and also educate them on why they're purchasing it.
So there's two rewards, helping and making money.
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
Not a bad deal.
That's great.
No, but I mean, I only gave you a small sliver of an example like that. There must be myriads and myriads of, on the course of one day even.
We don't have enough time to speak about all the different opportunities there are in insurance with respect to customer needs, because every customer is a little bit different. Somebody may just need auto insurance or homeowners insurance because they're buying a new home and they have a closing coming up. They don't know what the first thing is to do with respect to purchasing homeowners insurance. We can help them there. If they're a contractor, they have specific needs. If they're working in New Jersey and in New York and in Florida, they have different needs than somebody just working in one single state. So each case that we come across is a little bit different, which keeps us going on the day-to-day because there's no monotonous work going on.
Well, let's go back to your example here. Someone who may have a tri-state need,
Okay.
one next door, which may be New York, New Jersey,
Right.
and Florida.
Right.
You can't produce in Florida, right?
I can. I am licensed in the state of Florida, and
Oh.
I don't mind if the risk is big enough to take a flight down to Florida to go to go assess a risk.
Not a bad idea.
Why not?
Yeah, sunny Jacksonville. Anyway, or Tampa. So what are the different products that you have? We just talked about what would be called liability insurance for the building,
right? So with respect
or
to
fire, right?
Products, if we take the business, there's our liability product. If somebody gets hurt, if somebody gets sued, that's our basic liability policy. Then we have product policies. If you're manufacturing a product and something goes wrong with the product and injures somebody else, there's specific product liability.
Like hamburgers?
If somebody got sick eating a hamburger, sure.
That's
that
products.
Could be
That would be
considered
considered product
liability. Or somebody manufacturing a TV camera, for instance, and it malfunctions during the filming of a television show. There's insurance.
Shows me instead of the real robber, right?
There's insurance to cover that, absolutely. With any type of business, there's specific insurance needs.
You can even insure stupidity?
I don't know about that one. We'll ask the attorney that question.
Well, I'll have to call him up sometime. But no, seriously, I mean, you must run across a lot of weird stuff.
We come across a lot of weird stuff, but we like the weird stuff because it's fun, and it often is a higher risk, which means a higher premium and then a higher commission.
Aha.
So make a little bit more money for doing a little bit more work.
So you find it fun?
Enjoy it.
What kind of if someone were in high school, is graduating, or even in college, I mean, history major, English majors, if they're not teaching or writing TV scripts or doing jingles or whatever, may decide that, hey, maybe I'll want a career in insurance. How do they get there?
That's a great question. There's so many different avenues to get into a career in insurance. It depends on what type of career you want. Do you want an office career? Do you want a sales career? Do you want an actuarial career? So somebody coming out of high school, going into college, if they have a knack for risk management, there are specific degree programs at certain universities. I believe NYU, Temple University, Georgia State, they all have insurance degrees where somebody can go get a degree in risk management and come out with advanced certifications in insurance. So as a professional, I went into it starting from the ground up. I got an insurance license and I started selling insurance, and I learned a little bit along the way. Now we're able to teach our employees as they go so that we're best able to help our customers. And then I'm also working on an advanced insurance certification called a certified insurance counselor, which is about 100 hours of classroom and 5 tests.
Wow.
So I'm continuously working on my education, but somebody coming up in could get a college degree, or they could go to a pre-licensing school, or they could go work for an insurance company and get an education on different insurance products. They could go out and be a marketer for insurance products for specific companies. A lot of the big companies have training programs for people to go out and learn their products and to go out and work with agents like myself. So there's a tremendous amount of opportunity if somebody wants to get into any kind of career in insurance. There's associations that somebody can go and talk to. The two big ones are PIA and the Big I. Somebody there would be always open and willing to speak to somebody interested in insurance. And even going to a local insurance agent and just having a quick conversation and say, hey, I'm interested in insurance, tell me about it. How can I get more involved, and how do I go about getting into a career in insurance? And a professional like myself would be able to guide somebody to different carriers or to work on the agency side and maybe go out and sell something and earn a commission-based income.
Now, do you, when someone comes in under the proper circumstances, have to do a risk evaluation of what the person proposes to do? Like, I want to do a store that's going to make firecrackers or cherry bombs or ash cans, and you say, it might be a little risky business. I mean, I'm overstating it,
right.
But there may be certain things that they want to produce or
right.
manufacture that you can say, do you really know what you're doing? Because I can sell you the insurance, but I may not get the premium next year because you may not be around.
That's a tough question. It's not my job to tell somebody whether they should go into business or not.
But you may have to place that policy
if somebody's manufacturing fireworks. I'm not sure how to place that policy. That would be
Maybe in China.
That'd be a
maybe
tricky
a
one.
place. Maybe a place in China.
Because I think the fireworks are being manufactured there too.
Think so?
That's another conversation.
Yeah. You mentioned PIA. I didn't realize I was in that organization because my aunt called me a PIA for the longest time, and I said I didn't know it was insurance. It was just something like that. But so you actually have to go to these conventions, and I mean, networking's got to be important. Right. In that industry.
I'm very active in the community, both the professional community and the local community. I'm a board member of the Young Insurance Professionals of PIA. I'm on the executive committee. So I'm very involved in the insurance as an industry, and I network a lot with other insurance professionals on the company side, on the wholesale side, and on the agent side. And we all work together, and it helps advance our careers.
And also, from a personal standpoint, he's involved with the community in that he's also a board member and officer of the Greater Long Branch Chamber of Commerce. So, yes. And it's always a pleasure to hear Aaron's observations and comments. He assures us or ensures us that we're doing the right job, something like that.
But we have a good time while we're doing it.
But you also need, for example, if someone were going into a state that you didn't have a license for, say it was not Florida, you need to know where to go to get the right stuff.
Yeah, I personally like to help people out. You know, I can make a phone call to an agent in Texas and say, hey, my customer is doing this kind of business. Can you help them? And here's the type of insurance that we're looking for. So I can at least get the conversation started with another agent so that they don't have to try and pretend to know what they're talking about.
Let me get it on the other side now. You write the policy, and let's say there was a fire. There was a fire at West End, or there was sandy damage. Mm-hmm. What happens when someone gives you a call, one of your clients, and says, where do I go from here? Do you also then have to say, where do you really go from here?
That's a great question. Irene and Sandy were tremendous.
They were related, you know.
Learning environments for me as a young agent in the business. I think it was also a learning environment for people that were 30 plus years seasoned in the industry, because it was a huge natural disaster up here was something new to a lot of people. So dealing with claims takes a little bit of finesse and a bit of patience, especially on these major catastrophes and natural disasters that we had. Time is important to people, but it also takes a lot of time to get certain claims resolved properly. But
time also, because there's a time limit within which you have to make your claim. You can't sit on your hands 10 years later saying, oh, I had sandy damage, I think, and maybe I want to make a claim. It's important. If someone wanted to go to your website, what's your website?
The website is alevinegroup.com.
Does that mean your group, A. Levine?
That's right.
Aaron Levine
That's me,
Group?
Aaron Levine. alevinegroup.com. I have a blog that we update about 3 times a week, and we have a tremendous amount of information for different industries looking to get insurance. And then we can also quote policies right through our website.
And if they wanted to walk into your office, where's that?
We're on 135 Brighton Avenue in Long Branch, in the West End section of Long Branch. We're a block and a half from the beach.
And there are plenty of good food places in both directions.
Absolutely.
Well, and if you were to have one last comment, would you say thumbs up for a career in insurance?
Thumbs up for a career in insurance. I love it.
Thank you, Aaron, for being on the show, and thank you, our folks, for being here.
Thanks, Len.
Take it from me. Living with a chronic disease is no easy task, but I learned to better manage my health condition, and you can too. Take Control of Your Health is the chronic disease self-management program created by Stanford University. This fun, innovative course is now offered to all county residents. Diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, cancer. Take Control of Your Health gives proven strategies to manage these conditions and reclaim your life. See how nutrition, exercise, and various mind techniques can help you overcome depression, increase energy, and manage pain. You'll not only get this book when you participate, you'll also receive the guidance and support of others living with a chronic illness, just like you. Take control of your health in 6 short sessions.
Call the number on your screen to register or get further information at scannj.com. Brought to you by SCAN, Social Community Activities Network, with funding made available by the Monmouth County Office on Aging.
Welcome to another edition of Scan's Career Corner. Today we're going to talk about what it's like to be a merchant. We've seen over the last few years stores open, stores close, and sometimes one might wonder what it's like to sustain a business. And those of you who are thinking about having a career in merchandising or specialty goods, you can hear from none other than Mary McDonnell, who's a good friend of mine, and she is the proprietor of the Stone Hut in Pier Village. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you.
What possessed you to do this?
Well, actually, believe it or not, when I was 12 years old, I knew I wanted my own little shop. So then after high school, I went to school for buying and merchandising, and I worked in the garment center for 3 or 4 years.
In the city?
Yes, on 34th Street. And in Women's Wear Daily, I saw an ad that out in Oakland, California, there was a woman who was selling children's wholesale designer clothing discounted. So I got the big idea to hop on a plane and go and buy this clothing, to start having house parties, to get capital together to open a store. So while I was out in California, I was walking through Fisherman's Wharf, and I saw all different artisans sitting around doing beaded jewelry, doing metalsmithing, and I was really, really inspired by that. So I flew back home, had one big house party, sold all the clothing, what I paid for it because I wanted to get rid of it, and I went back to school to Parsons for jewelry design.
So do you make any your own jewelry today?
Yeah, we do a lot of our own jewelry today. And actually that's how I wound up getting capital together to open my first location, was making beaded jewelry and having house parties. And I finally got together $10,000, and that's how much I opened my first store with, December 1st in 1990.
Where was that?
In Park Slope, Brooklyn.
Wow. Before it really started taking off. I mean, Park Slope today is ritzy, fancy, dancy, yeah?
Yeah. So I was there for 11 years, and then my husband and I moved from Staten Island down to Manasquan. So I relocated the Brooklyn location, to Point Pleasant Beach. I was there for 4 years, and then I had the opportunity to go up to Pier Village, which I've been there almost 10 years now. Wow.
How did you learn about the art? Was there something like an ad in the paper, and you talked to your husband and said, "That's where I want to be"?
About Pier Village?
Yeah.
They had a leasing agent that was going around and kind of handpicking the stores they wanted for Pier Village, because they wanted a certain specific look.
Were you in the same physical location for those 10 years, or were you someplace else in there?
No, I'm the same physical location.
Same physical location?
Yes.
Because I've known in the few years I've been there that there are some people who move around, but you were always, Stone Hut was always there.
Always there.
You have a whole variety of products. I know it, but they don't know it, so maybe you could tell us what you have and how you came about selecting what you have here, because the variety is phenomenal.
Thank you. That's one of my favorite parts of being in business, is picking out the merchandise. And I do about 10 shows a year. They could be in Philadelphia, New York, Georgia. I also have about 12 sales reps that come to me. And the jewelry business is we do very well with that. But our gift items are also very unique, and they do really well. And we have a lot of unique accent pieces. We sell bathing beauties, which...
I thought that was illegal.
which do really, really well. We have...
those little statues that you put on, there's like a tchotchke?
Yeah, there's three different sizes of them. They go from like $22 to $84.
I thought 22 size. No, it's 22.
Well, it could be.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay.
We sell, in the past, I used to sell Italian pottery, but I also had to change with the times because the economy is not what it used to be. So now I changed from the pottery, because Italian pottery was very expensive. I'm selling melamine, which is plastic, and it's beautiful, and it's all different patterns, and it's great for outdoors, but people love it so much they're using it indoors.
You must spend a lot of time just searching, whether it's on the web or actually going to other places to see what's out there, because I mean, as I said, you have such a variety of things. Right. You just don't all of a sudden, boom, Angel drops it there. No,
but see, that's what it is when I go to the shows. When I go to the shows, I'm there usually 3 to 4 days. And I go through the whole show, every single booth that's there.
Oh, and then you pick up your contacts, your cards, and samples, and all these other things?
Sometimes, if I really love the line, I'll write it right there at the show.
And a lot of things are trendy, I would imagine. So what you may have last year, you're not necessarily going to do this year?
That's it. There's always a different trend, but I always have the basics.
Somebody said that having a store and having a shop is, what's a 2-hour job? Or
It's 24/7.
oh, the 2 hours is when you get to sleep, right? Is that what
Yeah.
it is?
It's 24/7.
And you run shows also from your shop itself.
Yes.
Because we've been there. And any of the guys who are watching this, make sure your wives, you're outside, they're inside. After about 2 hours, go inside, because then you're going to have to get the credit card out, because the stuff there is cool, and it's unique. Now, have you had any opportunities where people said, "Can you make me some jewelry?"
Oh, absolutely.
And how do you approach those?
Well, I ask them what they're looking for, and they'll tell me colors. I'll show them beads. I'll show them pendants that I make, and they can kind of put it together themselves.
A lot of do you, since you're by the beach and by the shore, are a lot of people looking for shore themes?
Some are, some aren't.
Some
Yeah.
for weddings, some favors
Well,
and things like that?
We really don't do favors, but I do bridal parties.
Well, you do a lot of favors for people, but I mean, not in the same events that you're talking about.
But I do bridal parties, and I give the bridal party a 10% discount.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with Long Branch looking to do more and more as a bridal destination, it seems like something that you would certainly want to do. And I just want to make a point that Mary also is a member of the board of directors of the Greater Long Branch Chamber of Commerce, and we've often talked, at least in the last year or so, about expanding this whole marriage or wedding destinations in a place like
It's
that.
a beautiful place to get married.
And you've seen a whole bunch of them there since, from your perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
And of all shapes and sizes. Small weddings, big weddings.
Second weddings.
Second weddings. Why would anybody, twice in one day? No, I mean, no. That's for the reverends to do. And then a lot of times wedding parties actually come to your shop, and
They do.
and they look for some good, unique gifts.
Because it's also they're down for the weekend.
Oh, that's true.
And they're staying at the hotel, so it's really nice because they can walk out the hotel and just walk over to Pier Village, and they have access to restaurants and the shops.
Or somebody's B&B or someplace like that.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, other than the jewelry and the other, let me ask you this: you must have paid staff. You can't possibly do this on your own.
Oh, no, I do. I have about 10 employees. And actually, my manager, her name is Liz, and she's been with me for 13 years.
Wow.
And she also went to school for jewelry design, so she makes jewelry also. And she's wonderful. And then the rest of the team, they're amazing. A lot of these girls have been with me for 4 or 5 years, and they graduated college, but they still come back and work on weekends, and everybody bends over backwards for the customers, whatever we can do to help them.
And I guess what you're pointing out, aside from your husband having some extreme loyalty to you and support, is that employee loyalty is extremely important in any endeavor, especially in a shop like yours.
It's very important, and I think it's very difficult to come by very good help.
And what about customer relations? I mean, one of the things, you can have a store, but if you don't know how to handle customers, that's a whole nother setback. I
Right.
would call it that.
We have people, well, actually, my first sale this morning was a woman that was staying in Red Bank with her husband on business, and they made a special trip to come to the Stone Hut, and she bought 3 pairs of earrings, and she's from Albany, New York. And
How'd she know about you?
she comes down, from time to time, and she always went to Pier Village, and she loves the store.
So they left no stone unturned under the hut, something like that. Do you see the whole the traffic at Pier Village? You see that expanding now with the better summer, better economy, and with the new owner, who's that? Kushner. With the phase 3, that's actually going to help grow your segment.
Absolutely. And Kushner's looking to do a lot of different events. They have a really professional marketing person, which we haven't had in a long time. So I think that's going to happen. And, we had a miserable winter. Everybody's dying to get out. And so I think once the weather breaks, we're going to be mobbed.
You only called it miserable? I thought that was an understatement.
I was trying to be
some
polite.
people are getting cabin fever, and I know, I'm sure there's some people say, I haven't seen you all winter. He said, I haven't seen the winter. I haven't seen daylight. It's because it's been that kind of time.
Yeah.
So, and also Pier Village does, they have bands, they have music, they have other things
on
that bring.
Thursday nights and Sunday, starting in June.
And they also have movies once in a while they would have in the
Yes,
summertime.
I'm not sure what they're doing this summer. That's all still fairly new.
And so, and well, I guess you as an owner, know that these promotions don't come free, so that's all part built into your rent and some of the things that you have to.
Triple net rent.
Triple net meaning?
That we pay part of their taxes, insurance,
I see,
marketing.
a prorated piece of that?
Yeah.
Did you look forward to some annual events that the city does, like the Ocean Fest, where you get all these? Do you think Ocean Fest, for example, that kind of day would be like one of the best days you would have, given good weather as opposed to freezing weather?
It's not one of the best, but it is a good day.
A lot of traffic?
Because, there's a tremendous amount of traffic. But the whole summer, once May comes and June, it's crowded down there 7 days a week. In the summer, from June to the end of August, we're open from 10 to 10.
And let me just ask you this, and it's one of those real estate kind of questions: location, location, location. Do you find that with the restaurants that are around your area, that you get traffic that way?
Absolutely.
The morning traffic, afternoon traffic, evening traffic, just by being there. And when I say all that, that means that's long hours.
It is long hours. Like I said, in the summer we're open 10 to 10. And there's 4 different shifts, so it's okay. But it's good because there's a lot of people that come down for the day and they want to eat in one of the restaurants and there's a wait. So while they're waiting, they'll shop around. Or after dinner, they want to walk around and they're in and out of the shops. And that's why we're open till 10 o'clock, because it's worth it.
So it's a good thing they're doing good business, that you do good business.
Exactly.
So do you sometimes call the restaurant and tell them, don't put them in yet, they're still there in the store? Or,
No, but that's
you
a
want
good
to grab
idea.
that sale before they have to run over it because the time's up, they think they got...
That's a good idea.
So it's a good thing that they don't have those buzzers that some restaurants have in different parts of the state where, it flashes when the time comes that your
Right.
time's up. Don't have one of those. Keep shopping, finish
Yeah.
up the job there.
But it's a beautiful day trip. And then there's so many people that come down and stay for the week. Like you said, they stay at Esther's or they stay at the hotel. And they're always looking for things to do. And there's just so much to do in Long Branch.
All right, just go through some of the things that people, if they walked into your store and said, oh my God, what do you think they would find there? Because I know you got cure cabinets, you've got this, you got this. Just in general, what are some of the things that you yourself put in here to draw sales?
Okay. Well, the store is kind of perimeter of all antique china cabinets, and that's where all the jewelry is. And either the cabinet is done by designer or done by color. And we have sterling silver, we have all semi-precious stones, we have silver plate, we have a wide variety. Necklaces, earrings, bracelets. Now we're getting into the warm weather, we'll have anklets and toe rings. And then as far as the gift items, we have a lot of gifts in a price point where it's a great hostess gift. You could come in and you could spend $25 on something. You could also spend $200.
You also have a lot of household things.
Right.
In other words, things that dress up your house for the summertime, summer or beach kind of themes, and sometimes making decisions very difficult for the consumer.
Right.
I would say. If someone wanted to contact you, do you have a WW site, the Stone Hut?
www.thestonehut.com.
Okay, and what would they find on that?
They would find men's jewelry, home decor, and jewelry.
And good things, teasers that they would say, I think I want to go there.
Hopefully.
Hopefully?
The website is fairly new, so we just started selling off of it maybe 10 months ago, so we're working on that.
Well, I hope you work on that, get it, because I know people like to, on their phones and everything
Yeah.
else. So Mary, thank you very much. I
Thank
think it was
you.
very, very informative, and thank you for watching Career Corner.